Hey everybody, thank you guys for joining me for today's video. This is Living History Militaria, and I have a whole bunch of new additions to share with you guys. A lot of local items and a lot of not local items, but all great additions to the collection. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring us in here. We'll get started on some small stuff here on the table. I'm actually going to start up here. Got some patches. Got this nice four-wheeled tank destroyer Forces. Looks like it's got like a blue fabric there on the edge of it. It's also got a misprint here on the teeth and the lips. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I also got two World War II Army Air Force. These are my first bullion patches. These are, instead of just thread, these are woven with tinsel. So they have a little bit more of a regal shine to them. Cool thing about these ones is they're both wool on a cheesecloth backing, and they have the original Gemsco tags on both of them. Cool part is I got these for both of them. With shipping off eBay, I think it was under $5. So super excited to have both of them. This one kind of has a couple of moth holes in it, but that's okay. It's not too bad. This one's in great shape, and I really like the look of both of those. And for first time bullion patches, I can't complain. So happy with those. All right, up here, got a really cool German World War II bayonet. This is your K98 bayonet. However, this one has been field altered. It's been shortened and sharpened quite a bit. Looks like it was made into some sort of a fighting knife. The lug here for the bayonet has been filled in, it looks like, with brass. And it's missing back to a screw, I believe. Well, maybe it's not. Right up here, it's a little mushed in, but it's not in the best shape. I got it for $30 plus shipping. It is dated this is a 1944 example right over here. You can see 44 CQH, and it's got 374 there, so pretty neat. I have a couple of bayonets, so I like a little bit of character with them. These I actually just picked up today. There is a village-wide garage sale going on in the town that I live in. And I found these. I seen these on a table. And I saw Holland on them. And I thought that was pretty neat. And I picked them up. And inside, I don't know if you can see it here towards the heel, but you can see 21/44. Now, right over here, it says 11/21/44. Same thing on this one right here. 11/21/44. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. And it looks like there's some other sort of writing in here. I don't know if that says Rocco, R-O-C-C-O. But it looks like there was something else written in here on like the sole of the shoes. Looks like that might say part or something in here, private, I'm not sure. I can't really read it. It looks like old marker or something like that was once written in there, but it's cool that you can kind of see the dates though still that are written in there. So got those for $4 today at a garage sale. So neat little pair of souvenir clogs, wooden clogs from Holland. And I went to a local antique store. The building had changed ownership, so a different antique booth, or whatever you want to call it, person who runs the antique store had moved in, but I haven't been in there since they had switched names and ownership, so I figured I'd go in there, and I found a couple of World War II era. I don't think these are necessarily military, but I was told that these are civilian, but these are still pretty cool. You've got first aid antiseptic, spirit of ammonia, tooth plasters, and burn wash. So let me set you down for a second. I'm going to open these up because these are actually all full. So here is your burn wash. Pretty cool. There is 6 little vials in here. I can't remember if... I think some of the burn wash vials might actually have some of the stuff still in it. But all the vials are there, and all the caps are there, so I thought that was pretty cool. I think each of these boxes was like $5. But here is your tooth plasters. So they are like little pouches for tooth pain and whatnot. Dip it in the water for a few seconds. And then, if not relieved in 2 hours, apply a fresh plaster. And then remove the plaster when eating. See dentist. Might be a good idea. So, pretty cool. All 12 are in there. It says 12 per package. So, I haven't seen tooth plasters before, so I thought those were kind of neat. And then here we got the aromatic spirit of ammonia. All of these are empty. There's no ammonia left in these. But 6 little glass vials. So, those are pretty neat too. And then we have our first aid antiseptic. And all of these still have some left in the bottles. They're all unopened. But all 6 of them are in there. And it's like this red liquid in there. Pretty neat. Also at the antique store, I found a whole chair full of World War II pillow shams. Now, I don't usually collect pillow shams. I don't think I have any in my collection. But I made an exception with these ones because these ones are all Air Force related, and I really like World War II Army, Air Corps, and Air Force stuff. So this one is from Oklahoma Air Depot, Oklahoma City Air Depot, to someone's mother. So pretty cool. It's got a looks like a B-24 on there to his mother. Oklahoma City Air Depot, Oklahoma. And it's really nice too. It's like a nice purple and yellow, very regal looking. Like it. Got 2 of them in here are actually the same design, just different colors. So we got this one here to someone's mother from Miami Beach, Florida, U.S. Air Forces. And then the same design, but to a sweetheart. And this one's red instead of blue. And this one's from Atlantic City, New Jersey. So I thought those were cool. They were half off too, which was a neat surprise. I think they were usually like $10, but she said that they were half off because they were trying to move inventory. So I got them for $5 each. So I didn't think that that was too bad. And I'm really glad that I picked these ones up. So I had seen these ones and said, wow, these are really amazing. Let me see what other ones they have. So I found these. U.S. Army. Really cool. It's got a lot of pictures on it. This one is to mother. This one is from Fort Knox, Kentucky. And this one is actually personalized to a Private Raymond D. Vetter. Now, I did some research and found out that Raymond Vetter was in an anti-tank battalion, and he was tragically killed in action. I believe he was 24 or 25 in 1943, which I am guessing he was killed somewhere over in the Mediterranean theater. And this one right here is to his sister. Same design, just a different color, and just really awesome that it's personalized. I've never seen a pillow sham that was personalized like that. So I thought that was really interesting. Found out that it was a local guy and that he was tragically killed in action. So I imagine that his family kept these pillow shams very close to them as, you know, a token of remembrance for him until somehow they ended up in an antique store. So I was really, really glad that I was able to find these, and now I'm able to preserve them. So Raymond, I forget where he was born. I believe it was over in Utica, New York, in Herkimer County. So he was only about an hour away from where I am. So local-ish, still central New York, but really cool personalized items. And then last but not least, I found this right as we were leaving. Said, I'm going to go look in the back room, place that we haven't gone to yet. And I saw this sitting on a table. There was a couple of other general military items, nothing too exciting or that I didn't already have. But I saw this sitting on the table. Immediately saw the headband, knew that that was not World War II, or even Vietnam for that matter. But my attention was on the shell. So I ran over to it. Well, I didn't run over to it, but went over to it and I picked it up and I flipped it over. And what I found, check this out. It is a fixed bail. This is a first for me. I don't have a fixed bail in my collection. I've never found a fixed bail in the wild before, so I was ecstatic to find this. The liner is dated December 16th, 1965, right there. Kind of hard to see the 65 without my finger moving up the sweatband, but December 17th, 1965. The liner itself is in great shape. The shell is a little squished, but it's not impossible to get this out, but I'm going to set you down for a second. So here's the liner. Inside is in good shape. It looks like it has a name written in here. I have no idea what it says, though. LIDOMZ or something? I'm not even sure. But nice Vietnam era liner. Not too bad. And then the helmet itself is in pretty good shape, given how old it is. There is a bit of like a rippled dent here on the top, which is kind of interesting. Kind of weird. The inside, you can still see some of the original paint is still in there, but it's also pretty beat. Haven't found a heat stamp on here yet, but here's the bail. And here is the other bail, which still has a piece of the original chin strap still pinched in it. So, really cool. My first ever fixed bail. This is a front seam also. So, it doesn't have a lot of paint on the exterior, but that's okay. So, probably not going to keep the headband. Probably end up getting rid of that. But I got that for $100. Not bad. Lady was like, well, you probably don't want it the booth or whoever, because I guess there's a whole bunch of different people that have different items in there. Oh, she wants $100 for the helmet. And I said, that's fair. So I'll take that. $100 is not bad for the helmet. Oh, there goes the head and the shell. So could use a Vietnam liner shell, because I think I got a couple helmets in there that don't have any liners, but really excited to have a first ever fixed bail helmet in my collection. And up next, probably saw this at the beginning. This is not real. I hate to let you down, but this is an awesome replica. Made by Dennix, I believe is how the company is pronounced, Denix. This was given to me by a collector friend who I got my tank uniform off of. And he said that this was usually presented in the holster. So pretty cool. The hammer works. The trigger works. The slide also works. There is no magazine, but this is pretty cool. So hang on, I'll set you down real quick and show you how it works. All right, so here we go. Got the slide. Pretty cool. So made of real wood and metal, so it has the heft and everything, but the real look, just not the real actual firearm. But this will look awesome in Sherm's holster, which is right over there. So Sherm is now armed and ready for battle. And also from my collector buddy, he gave me this jerry can right here. This is pretty cool. Quartermaster. There's the stamps and everything. This one is Korean War. This one is dated on the bottom here. And if we flip it up and flip it over, see on the bottom here, it's got 20-551 right here. So MCC on the bottom. Not sure what company that is, but cool jerry can. Now I have two. And right down here, got some local World War I dog tags belonging to Alexander John Mullen. He lived in Syracuse, was born in Brooklyn, and he served with the 78th Infantry Division, Company B of the 308th Machine Gun Battalion, and then was transferred to Company F of the 303rd Ammunition Train. So, pretty cool. There's a bit of his information. That was sent with the dog tags, and then this is like a zoom in of that right there. So, but here's his dog tags. Alexander J Mullen, and he's got his service number there on the back. Now this right here is a very, very special grouping. This right here is a grouping belonging to Tech Sergeant Robert E. Harris. He was from Auburn, New York, which is where I live next to. And he was in the Army Air Corps. He was also in the New York State National Guard, which is what these distinctive unit insignia are up here. I can't remember if it was the 108th Infantry Regiment or the 106th or something like that. But he served with the National Guard before World War II. And this is his ID bracelet right here, which is gold-plated. Sterling silver aerial gunner wings. The Sweetheart wings, as they're known, because they're the smaller variant. Usually they were sent home, I guess. Got the J-hook dog tag chain with his dog tag on it. And then we have a couple of Air Force cadet pins and whatnot. His collar insignia. Tragically, Robert was killed. He was a radio operator and a gunner aboard B-25 Mitchells. And right here, I found this book. It's a hardcover textbook called Warpath, the story of the 345th Bombardment Group, known as the Air Apaches. And Harris here was part of the 498th Bomb Squadron, which was part of the 345th. So I asked the guy who was selling this if Mr. Harris was listed in this. So if we go ahead and admire the really, really beautiful artwork here in the back, it has an entire roster of every man that was in the 345th bomb group, as you can see. So if we find 498th Squadron, which is right here, we can find Harris Robert E. right here, 4 Silver Avenue, Auburn, New York. So I was going through it. He had told me that, yes, he was listed. He found him on this page. And I was reading through the book, and there's a lot of information in here about all the different squadrons and everything. And something that I found that was really interesting, tragically, he was shot down in January of 1945. And the graves registration groups that went and recovered bodies had found the entire crew of his B-25. 4 of the men were so badly burned and disfigured that they couldn't be identified, and 4 of them were buried together overseas. 2 of them, including Robert, were identified, and his Robert's remains were actually, I think it's repatriated, I believe is the right word, back to New York, actually, and he's buried, I think, on Long Island. So, very, very interesting. This was over Cebu Island in the Philippines. And right here on page 115, in the upper corner, 3 crews went down during January. And right here, Technical Sergeant Robert Harris, killed in a Cebu raid January 3rd. Listed missing in action after January 10th missions. So really interesting. The eyewitness accounts, there is an accident report of the crash, and there is eyewitness accounts saying that the people saw the plane go down after taking AA fire, and it crashed into the city. The remains, all the bodies were searched through by the Japanese garrison that was on Cebu Island in the Philippines in the time, and they were all temporarily buried and tossed into a abandoned air raid shelter, I guess, that was nearby. So, and the graves registration services came by after the war, after hearing about these reports, and was able to find the crew, including Mr. Harris. So an incredible story. I have pictures of the documentation of the reports and everything like that. So, and the icing on the cake was finding this awesome, really beautiful textbook with a lot of information. So this, I think, is going to be a crown jewel in my collection now. And if we go right over here, I don't think I've shown this one off yet. This was a kind of recent pickup. Got this about a month ago. And this is a local guy from Auburn, New York. His name was Frederick Earl Warden Jr. He was in the 8th Air Force. And he was stationed over in England as a radio tower control operator. Something like that. He was an operator in the radio control towers, I guess. So, according to his obituary. But a really nice Ike jacket. It's got the 8th Air Force over on this side. And I can't remember, this also has his tie. I can't remember if the jacket has any stampings on the inside or not. But check this out. This also came with it. So I put this little shadow box together. These were his other patches that were in the grouping. A pair of size 11 socks. And a belt with his laundry tag number on it. W8457. And then check this out. Came with a rubber stamp. Warden Frederick E. And then it's got his Army serial number on there. So really cool. It's got a little personalized rubber stamp for identifying clothes, such as his World War II greatcoat right here. Check this thing out. This thing is massive. It's underneath all my other stuff because it's so big and heavy. It's the second greatcoat that I have, and check this out. It was stamped using that exact rubber stamp right there. Boop. Stamped right there. It also has W8457 written in here a couple of times also. So, really awesome. I got an awesome deal on that. I think I paid $100 for the greatcoat, the Ike, and the shadow box full of stuff. So, another local veteran grouping to add. And down here, I got some more local stuff. Right here, this belonged to a World War II medic from Syracuse, New York. His name was George M. Rouse. He was a captain. Here's his dog tag and his War Department ID cards here. Really cool. He was born June 6, 1909. Got his discharge paperwork right here. 109th General Field Hospital. But you can see all of his information right here. And then got a letter of recognition. And then also got this. which is really cool. It's like a certificate for promotion to captain. 23rd of November, 1943. So that's really cool. Got these from my collector friend who has, he's an older guy. He collects a lot of local stuff. And I seen this guy's armband and his dog tags go up for sale. But unfortunately, I didn't have any money to spend at the time on that. So I wasn't able to get that. But he had called me about a month later, said that he had found the dog tag in his house or in his car or something like that. And then his picker buddy had found more of his items from the estate, I guess. So this is what I was able to get. So he gave me first dibs on it. So got a awesome little medic set here to add to the collection. And then I'm going to bring you over here because I don't know if you remember, I did a video not too long ago. I had a set of named goggles to a P47 pilot who is also from Auburn, New York, which is really cool. Same collector buddy had contacted me and said that his picker friend had found more items from that estate. And it is a bunch of about 8 by 10 pictures. And I'm pretty sure that these were all taken. I'm going to keep the name omitted for now because there are still surviving family members. So out of respect, the name is being omitted, but these, I believe, were taken by the pilot. A lot of these don't have annotations or anything on the back of them, but these are all taken over Germany, I guess. The ones that do have writing on the back of them say Germany or, farmland over Germany, buildings over Germany, but just some really cool pictures here. Some still standing buildings, a lot of rubble. This one doesn't have anything on the back of it, but it looks like some sort of factory. Collapsed bridge. That one doesn't have anything on it. Let's see. Germany after bomb run. So, really cool. Really nice surprise to get these, almost a month or two after, probably closer to 2 or 3 months after I got the goggles. So, these are really nice. So, I think I will put these all in one big sleeve and display them with the goggles. And last thing I got here is this shadow box. It's got Strategic Air Command, some Air Force patches. Not sure what that badge is. This is Vietnam era stuff. This isn't exactly my forte. So I'm not going to try and guess these because I don't want to give out any false information or anything. So, but this is what I got. It's a Vietnam grouping to a Syracuse veteran. His name was Nicholas Brust, I believe is how you pronounce. There was also this in here, which was his hat badge. This cool shadow box with his medals, his ribbons. Then I also have this, which is all of his paperwork. Military discharge. There's a lot of certificates in here and stuff. The coolest one in here is probably this, which is headquarters to the 27th Armored Division. Nicholas Cook Brust. And there's a couple other. I think his discharge paperwork is in there too. I think I paid $30 for this whole grouping, so it wasn't too bad. But only reason I got it was because it was a local guy. Usually I'm not really collecting Vietnam groupings, but so there's a whole bunch of paperwork in here, and then I think this envelope was all school IDs. Well, not necessarily school IDs, but school stuff just out of high school. And then here is his ID card. So, pretty cool. Got some neat stuff. Been a lot of good finds recently. Just the right prices at just the right time. But I am going to wrap this video up here. Thank you guys again for the continued support. My videos have been kind of fewer and far between because my wife is due next week with our firstborn child. So I'm going to try and keep content relatively, updated. So we're not going away for good, but, we just might be taking a pause here just to kind of help transfer into parenthood. So thank you guys for understanding and, again, for the continued support. So until then, I want you guys to enjoy your weekends. Have a good summer. We will see you in the next video here, probably a couple weeks or a month or two when I get some more stuff in and probably go over a new room tour or something fun. So, again, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.